Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling review series for the 4th of April, 1992. This is the day before WrestleMania 8, and not a lot of major stuff here. I mean, you really can't do anything major 24 hours before a pay per view. British Bulldog featured here, which kind of surprises me, not in the sense anything wrong with Bulldog, but he doesn't have a high caliber match. As a matter of fact, his match gets bumped from Mania, if I remember correctly. Anyway, shoulder tackles and the like by the Bulldog. The Bulldog with a hip toss breaks the match down, and arm drag stays on him for a bit, and then the hanging suplex and the power slam. Mean Gene Hawking for the hotline says you can talk to or hear about the latest goings on with Mania. There is an interview with Miss Elizabeth where she vehemently denies and is insulted by, emotionally hurt by, the insinuation that she had anything to do with Ric Flair prior to Randy Savage. She denies all of that. Of course, in the months to come, it comes out that all the photos were doctored, but not exactly known at that moment. Anyway, chops and punches by our next individual, which is Tatanka. Tatanka manages to, for his age and experience, do quite well. The enhancement talent takes a good bump for him for a rather vicious-looking clothesline. Hits the Samoan drop, 1, 2, 3, and away we go. Tatanka is there. We see Sid Justice finish off Hercules from a Madison Square Garden show a couple of weeks ago. And when I say finish off, we're literally talking about a 2-minute match at most, maybe 30 seconds, something like that. And Hercules takes the boot to the midsection, the power bomb, 1, 2, 3. Now, what's interesting is for those that are there about the idea of shoots and all of that, you see Sid with the kick, the power bomb, and then Hercules kicks out at about 2.5, which doesn't do him any favors. But if he knows he's on his way out the door anyway, he might as well do it because it is what it is. Anyhow, we then see a WrestleMania hype where Jake Roberts promises to get rid of The Undertaker, says can he beat death? He thinks he can. Undertaker says he's going to make sure that Jake Roberts rests in peace. Of course, this is the second WrestleMania match for The Undertaker in that very long streak. Anyway, we also hear that the natural disasters are ready to make Money Inc. pay. And yes, pun intended. Anyway, Shawn Michaels out next. Interesting that he is here because he is in the opening match of the SummerSlam deal. And this is actually a match trying to get people hyped as we see a Shawn Michaels and Roddy Piper match, I believe, joined partially in progress. Piper kicks Michaels around. Michaels actually goes up across the midsection of the top rope, and it looks pretty good. Piper with some punches and fends Michaels off for a good little bit. Of course, he is the Intercontinental Champion and ends up trying to take a shot at Michaels with a boot that Sherry throws in. Referee calls for the disqualification. Michaels tries to beat him down. Hart comes down. Bret Hart comes down, tries to help Piper. Piper says he doesn't need the help. Anyway, speaking of not needing the help, Flair, standing by a jet plane, says that he knows he's going to the Hoosier Dome, coming away the champion, and he has a rather large pinup of Liz that he wants to share with the world. Then we kind of go into more matches. Shawn Michaels and El Matador Tito Santana. Michaels basically is not the least bit worried about Santana. He believes he is the best thing since sliced bread, and we're going to kind of see that. Sid Justice promises to squeeze the life, the very life and breath, out of Hulk Hogan, and many people think he can do it with his size and whatever have you. Jake Roberts with a slide under the bottom rope as a sign that he is kind of willing to slink around about. He is in an enhancement match 24 hours from what I think is one of his last WWF matches for about 4 years. Anyway, punches and such in the corner, elbow jabs and the like, and they're also plugging the World Bodybuilding Federation here pretty hard. I know their first pay-per-view is in the summer. Bret Hart promises to have the Intercontinental Championship back on his shoulder. After Mania, Lex Luger promoting the Bodybuilding Federation, which is just awkward. Roddy Piper says he's no fool, he's no joke. He's not going down without a fight. And then we see a retrospective piece on the history of Hulk Hogan. There are shots with him doing charity work, shots with him working out. They show him beating Andre the Giant. They show him with the Mega Powers. They show him coming up against the Warrior. Basically, it's a retrospective as if to say and imply that this is his retirement. Hogan says he doesn't know where he's going after here, but he knows that he's had a heck of a ride, and that is how we close the hype for WrestleMania 8. Basically, the inference going in is, will Hogan retire, win, lose, or draw against Sid Justice? We're going to be back with more right after this.